Hey guys, and welcome to session 7. This is a 1-week session, and during this session, I have 3 main things that I encourage you to do. One is please complete your course evaluation. Now, I don't know if the course evaluations are ready at the beginning or even at the end of session 7, but this is my first time to ask you to do it. Please do it. Something I did this semester was I ended the course a little bit earlier than I usually do. Usually my instinct has been make the course run all the way to the very end of the semester, as long as you can. But now I've learned that what I need to do is end it a little bit early. That way I get all of the work in, I can grade it all, and then there's a few days before it's too late. Once you're all done with everything, you're done with everything. And so I don't have any competing messages about missing work or anything like that. Then I can really also hit it hard and ask you to complete your course evaluation. But I'm asking you now, and I'm asking you again as the semester continues on, please do complete that. My course evaluation numbers are not good, and it is one of the main reasons is because, again, I don't ever want to ask for course evaluations, honestly, until I'm done grading everything, because my mind is so fixated on just finishing the grading that I don't want to send a single other message related to anything, because to me, a course evaluation is secondary to what's going on in the actual class. To me, the grading, talking, evaluation of what's, reading your discussion posts, all that kind of stuff, looking at your website, that's the most important thing to me. But close second is the course evaluation. So please do that. I'll ask you again later, but do it. And do it in your other classes too. All right, so we've got 2 discussions in this session. One is to evaluate a peer's website. If you turned in your work on time from session 6, that is, you've published your website and you've done it all right so that nobody's locked out, it's publicly accessible, your materials are up on the final project matrix, everything's ready to go, then you are part of what I call group 1. And to group 1, I'll assign peers to evaluate one another from group 1. I usually don't have the same 2 people that evaluate each other. Usually you might evaluate one person, then a completely separate person will evaluate you. That's my preference to do it that way. But I will assign, because that way I'm most likely to get everybody at least one review from a peer, which I think is good. There's always, if I do it the other way where you get to pick, what happens is certain people, the earliest posters will get the most reviews, and then the several late posters will get no reviews. And you can argue that's fair maybe, but I prefer to control this particular process. So I will be assigning you someone to review. If you review other people in addition, that's not what I'm grading. I'm only grading the one that I'm assigning you. So again, you're doing a service to your classmates if you review anybody aside from the one I assign you. Thank you for doing that, and your classmates would thank you. But again, don't jump the gun, because I know some people want to get this work over with so they can go eat their turkey for Thanksgiving or whatever. Don't get in such a hurry that you start reviewing somebody else. If they're not assigned to you, they're not the one I'm going to grade you for. Okay? So this is one assignment where you might not be able to work totally ahead, but trust me, we'll all get there. And you have until the Monday after Thanksgiving break to actually get this done. So you have a lot of flexibility on getting it done. So the evaluation of the peer's website, if you click on the discussion link, it will show you a very in-depth prompt. Just take the 15 minutes to read the prompt. I know it's painful, but it makes sure that you actually say something of substance in your posts. If I leave it up to some people, they would write about 3 sentences. So there's things I want you to talk about. I want you to tie in what you've learned from this class. Maybe you've learned some of these concepts in other classes, but I want you to show off some of what you've learned. So in an initial post, you're going to promote your own website. So you're going to make 2 discussion posts total in the discussion board. In the initial post, you're going to promote your website, and you're going to answer 10 questions. And you're going to tell me your website name, your website audience, your website URL link. And is this stuff a little bit redundant? Yes, but it takes about 2 seconds to write all that out for us again. Because if you think about it, we want to be able to open this post, not have to go open up the final project matrix, not have to go all over the web to find other things. We want to be able to open this post and As we're reading about what you're saying about your website, we want people to click the link, boom, it's a good design. It's a presentational thing. And then I want you to tell us items 4 through 10 are the more substantive things. I want to know about the tools that you used in your website creation. I want to know about your thoughts about how you observed copyright and or fair use. I want to know about the instructional portion of your website. Don't be one of those people that forgot to do that. Who's your audience and how can they use this site for learning? Maybe you just have one page, maybe you have multiple pages, maybe you have just one little lesson on how to do something. You can refer back to the multimedia learning and tech enhanced learning principles page. And talk to us about the design principles that you used to make your website accessible. Refer back to 508 compliance page for ideas about that. And then other design principles like typography, the contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity concepts, other concepts. You can refer back to analysis of typography and design for ideas. So this is your chance to show off not only your website, show off, how you can talk about your website in all these ways, these different nuanced ways that, show that you're a designer of websites who has arrived. And then number 9 and 10, what do you like about your website and what are the next steps for your website? And so that's your first post. Everybody does that for their own website. The second post is the actual evaluation post. You're going to evaluate an assigned peers post. Go to the final project matrix to figure out who you're reviewing. The very first thing I'm asking everybody is to provide the website URL link of the website you're reviewing. Is that redundant? Maybe, but this is good design. So that when somebody opens your evaluation, they can quickly click on that link and see what you're talking about without having to go dig up other stuff. All right, and then I have 5 questions for you. I want you to talk about design principles at play on the website. I want you to talk about the content of the website. Too much, too little, is it good, is it not so good, is it appropriate to the audience? And of course you want to be constructive. And maybe I shouldn't say is it good, not good. That's probably too harsh. But is the content appropriate? Is it ready to go for the web? Is there enough content? Sometimes people build websites and there's nothing on their website. It's like almost purposeless. So does their content exude purpose? I didn't even put that question in there, but that's part of what I'm trying to get at, I think. What are the website's strengths? Try to note at least 2. What are areas of improvement for the website? Again, try to note at least 2. I hate to say anything's wrong with anybody's stuff, but we can always be constructive, so I'm pushing you to try to be constructive. At least 2 things. I'll do the same when I grade everybody's websites too. I'll try to come up with 2 things. Even for the most amazing, perfect websites in the world, I will come up with 2 things that can be improved. And is there anything else that you would like to say? All right, so the initial post is worth 50%. So the post about your own website, even though this seems like it's all about evaluating a peer site, I snuck in this initial post. It's also about your website. That's worth 50%, and the evaluation post is worth 50%. All right, guys, so that is what we're doing in the last session, evaluation and reflection. This is the last session, and it's due on November 20th, but technically you have another week and a day before the actual final course, just like the hard deadline, the cutoff deadline as I call it. So really the Monday after Thanksgiving, that's when I'm gonna, after that time has passed, the midnight of Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, that's when I'll start, really getting upset if you don't have some things turned in. You need to have everything turned in by then, okay? So it's a ways away at this point as I make the video. I'm making the video here in early October, but the time will be on us very quickly, and don't get behind, and let me know how I can help you guys, okay? I've set it up to where we have a buffer zone if we need extra time for some reason. So if crisis happens, like a hurricane's coming into Florida right now, for example, that kind of crisis, we're ready. And we've got a little bit of extra time in the semester as well if we need it. So everything's going to be okay. All right. Thanks so much.